Beautiful day, just fishing off the boat with Daniel. He's getting his line ready to go in the water. A few kahawai jumping up. I'd expect to catch a fish just about on the first cast out here because it's just happening. There's birds all around us. Let's see how long this takes. Just going to wind through, waiting for a strike. There's birds all around. There's got to be kahawai under there, eh bud?
I reckon.
We're getting stuff rising. Waiting for a strike. There we're on. There you go, mate. Look at that. Oh, first strike. What do I say? And I'll come back and he'll hit it again. You watch. There we go. Back on again. Not a big one. Not a biggie, but a fishy's coming in fast. It's going to be a good day, bud. I'm going to pull this guy straight up into the dinghy. Oh no, he's come alive. Oh, he might be a bit bigger now. It's going to be good fishing. Oh shit, he's gone on the dinghy. There he goes. I suddenly realised he was hooked. I'm using a 5-pound trace. Look at that. There he goes. Just like that. There'll be plenty more too. We'll eat well. We've been fishing all day. A really good day's fishing. We've got fish for everybody. This is a good kahawai. Just a nice size eating one. Not too big, not too small. I'll try to bring him up now without bloody losing him. You were lucky, Clay. You were lucky. How about that, eh? Nice little fish. I'm going to bleed him out. I'm going to make him into sashimi. But we're going to let him sit in the fridge for about 2 or 3 days because that solidifies it. Most of this I'll be giving to other people. Some for Dad, some for Awi. Daniel will be feasting on it for a few days, eh Daniel?
That's right.
We've got about half an hour of sunlight left. It's a beautiful time in the evening. It's very easy if I want to see my girlfriend. All I got to do is catch some fish. And she comes. What are you going to do with this fish? Are you going to have it all sashimi or are you going to cook some?
Only sashimi.
Only sashimi? Right. Why don't you ever cook kahawai?
Because I love sashimi.
Yeah. How do you rate kahawai as a sashimi fish? The best?
Best fish in New Zealand.
The best fish in New Zealand? For sashimi?
Yeah.
What about bluefin tuna? Because you've had bluefin tuna in New Zealand. Do you think this is better than bluefin tuna? You've had both. I've given that to you before.
If I comparing this similar kind of sashimi in Japan and bluefin tuna in Japan,
Yeah.
I prefer this kind of fish.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, it depends on the people, but I'm not really a fan the big fish.
Yeah.
But I love tuna, the fat.
Yeah, the fat.
Area too.
And you prefer the smaller kahawai?
Mm.
Do you prefer to have them sit in the fridge a day or two before you eat them?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Well, you're the one that got me into the sashimi, or sashimi, how I say it, but sashimi's the right way to say it, yeah?
Sashimi.
Yeah, you're the one that got me into it now, that you got me into it. A lot of my friends
I
have.
can't remember how I started it. I can't remember.
I can't, but I know now that I can't eat it any other way, and I know that my son eats it that way,
Yeah.
and a lot of my friends do, and you started a trend in New Zealand. Japanese came to New Zealand. There's still fish out there. You can see what the fish have been feeding on, these little fish, so this is why a lure this size is what we want to use. It's out of the fish's gut. This is going to be all for Awi's chickens. There's another little fish in there too, look. Another small one down here. Little sprat, so yes, that's what they're feeding on. They're also feeding on crabs. Pretty nice fish to take home. You can wrap the newspaper, yeah?
Yeah.
Good idea. It's a good market to come to, this market, eh? Base fish market.
Yeah.
So this week, tell me what you've had from me. You've had tar meat, a whole pig. You had kahawai yesterday and kahawai today. You don't need to go to the supermarket.
No, need the veggies.
Any veggies? Well, I've got a garden too, you know.
I have to go to shop at your place.
Yeah. All right, sweetheart, that's for you.
Thank you.
You enjoy.
You You enjoy the fishing?
Oh, great day. Really enjoyed it. Fantastic.
Very
Yeah.
quiet all day. Quiet.
Yeah, it's quiet. Good job, fella.
Sweet.
12 in total. We've given Awi 4, I think, so that's a win. She's putting out some heat that now. It's only a little fire, but geez, it puts out some heat. We kind of need it too. We're on the houseboat. I'll show you what's out the window out here. There's an absolute low tide right now. And that's what you get. You get the mud flats. You get all the wading birds come in. And it's very peaceful. It's nice. This is my little bay. It's where I sleep. It's my home until the house is finished. The old farmhouse. Well, my bedroom's finished, but we don't have a kitchen, and this is a good place to work. There's the view this morning. I've been up since it was dark. I've been down to the farmhouse and checked Daniel and checked the dogs. Daniel's a young fella staying in there. I'll be taking him hunting later on today. There's another way you can do it, the same way you do blue cod, but this is for sashimi. You've got to do it this way. So flip that over now. Good, you've got it. See where I'm putting the knife in? I'm going in about here. See that? And what I'm doing is I'm just keeping it parallel to the board. I'm not going that way, otherwise I'll cut the skin. I'm not going too high, otherwise I'll lose flesh. And it's a very simple thing, but make sure you keep your knife moving so it can cut and then pull like this. You may cut your skin, you may find that you cut the skin. That's okay, you can save it if you don't. And it's going to go along and let the knife do the work. See, I'm angling that. I'm doing it very slow. Normally it'd be one pretty quick cut, but I'm doing this to show you. And we're going to keep our skin, remember. So what we've got now is we've got a fillet that's come off there without the skin on it. There's our fillet there, see? Okay,
Sweet.
It's got a wee bit of skin on it, and that is actually acceptable for sashimi, believe it or not. That's acceptable for this type. I learnt that from Awi. So there's our fillet, there's our skin that we're going to keep. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw the skin in the pan, and we're going to make some really nice crunchy chips of that. So we'll just take that off to save it. And we've got this over here. So we'll put skins on one side in a little pile. I'll let you do yours now, and I'll do the other side of mine. So I could do a bit of a touch up. So what's going on in Jodie's world, other than slaying deer and bloody taking maidens into the forest? Anything amazing?
That's about it, really. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What's yeah mean?
That's pretty much it.
Teenage language, yeah. Fucking words to say to me, yeah. We're heading away for a hunt today. We're taking 4 young men. Jodie's in the truck now with Daniel. We're going to pick up Justin, he's new with us, and Spencer. It could be Spencer's last time with us because he's going to be reunited with his dad, which is good. Hopefully that all works out for him. So we're going to kind of miss having him on our further hunting because he's been with us now for a year.
Howdy.
It's trouble himself. Jodie's just got back from a very successful mission. Got all 4 dogs in the back. Got our elf gear packed. And we're going to go into forestry. And I'm probably going to give Spencer the choice of where we go today. Because it's his last hunt with us. That'd be the idea. Just say, mate, where would you like to go? What we do know is the good boar we were onto last time, it was 176 pound and somebody got it the afternoon after we lost it. We had it, stopped, but someone else with better dogs than us, and that's the only way you can say it really, isn't it, mate? Stopped it. What dogs did we have last time? Did we have, I don't think we had Pacey.
We had B and Big.
Oh yeah, we only had a second dogs.
Just sat there and looked at it.
Yeah, they sat and looked at it, yeah, right. Because Pace and Poe were ripped up then, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we only had 2 average dogs. Oh yeah, we have. So we got Jodie, Daniel, Justin's here, and where the hell is bloody Spencer? He's late.
Yeah.
It's his last time with us, so we're going to forgive him this time, but he's a good 15 minutes late. So Spencer has joined us. It's nearly 1:30. He's 25 minutes late, but we're going to forgive him because it's his last time hunting with us. The excuse was he missed the bus. The question is, why did he miss the bus? We won't go there. Do you have a legitimate reason? You ran out in the road to save someone's cat? No, you wouldn't do that. What happened, mate?
I was just fucking around at home.
Just fucking around at home. I really love that. That's what I'm going to miss about Spencer is his honesty. Pig rooting. Old pig rooting. But down there, Jody just got on the radio and said to me that he's found a fresh mark of a 40. Come on. Running the road this way. Oh, what the fuck? Are they with them? I hope they haven't just come back to them. Oh, what the fuck now? Bees all the way up there. Oh my fucking god.
Was it nearly a key away?
Back this way. You fucking joking me. We're just going to keep going this way now. I'm not fucking round for that pig.
This is why you don't smoke, bro.
Yeah.
You're asthmatics.
Yeah.
You're fucking...
Yeah. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Fuck it. We're going. He's going back and down that way. Just wait, just wait. Gotta fucking jump on it. Gotta fucking jump on it. Here. Come on. Danny. Danny. Pace. Danny. Pace. Danny. Pace. You fucking pace. Come here. Danny. Pace. Hey. Down here, you fucking mongrel. Go. Danny, it's down here, you fucking dumb cunts. It's down. Go. Danny, you've got to... What the fuck are you doing?
Maybe they're up in the mother, but I doubt it.
Pace is about to catch it. What are you doing, Poe? Pace is about to catch it.
The last second.
That was fucking funny. I was expecting to catch that.
I was just slowly pulling my knife out just in case he grabbed it. I'm sure you probably would have done.
Fuck, that was funny. Got a pig! We've got a pig, boy! We've got a pig, boy! You go down there. Fucking pick a root.
to grab it there and go down like that.
Oh, well done on your first pig.
Thank you. Still there.
Yeah, so he got his first pig. It wasn't a biggie, but it was a piggie. And our orders, we take everything. Did you have fun there, Justin?
Yeah.
You enjoy it, mate?
Yeah.
Do you want to come out with us again?
Yeah.
Do you want to come for a fish as well?
Yeah.
Can organise that for you, bud.
Yeah.
We had an epic day the other day, so we'll take you for fish. Yeah, so what we're going to do tomorrow, or the next day, we'll cook up your pig. We'll do a pig on a spit.
That'll be nice,
Yeah, be good, eh? Yeah, so anyway, we'll look forward to that. Right, we'll get out of the bush. We did actually get onto another pig, but the dogs, no, we didn't, bullshit. We lifted a pig, but the dogs never got onto it. What happened? So that was a bit of a bugger. Right, home, James. Daniel, he's now officially a pig hunter. He blooded his knife yesterday on his first pig. So we're going to put that on a spit roast. Anyway, I thought it'd be a cool idea to share a story with you guys. I've just been telling them about my times in Thailand when I was working for the mafia over there. When I say the mafia, I won't go into the name of who it was and the outfit it was, but it was 1991, and I was there for a few months, and I had a job doing massage, getting fighters prepared to go and do fighting. It was illegal fighting, and my job was to get them really, really relaxed days into going into that, and then getting them prepped to fight at the last minute, and it made a big difference. I was doing shiatsu massage. I knew a little bit about that. I've been trained under Colin Doherty in Christchurch, and it was successful. But I'm explaining to him about a time I was in Cambodia. This is a true story that happened. It was 1991, so there's nothing I'm going to change here exactly how it was, because it's one of those stories that it couldn't really get any better. And it's a little bit graphic. In fact, it's quite graphic, so if you squeamish about horrible things happening to people, then please don't listen to the story. And I can understand. I hate watching stuff where people are hurt. I don't like getting it in my email. I don't like, so long as if it's something that's funny and the person's laughing about it and they think it's humorous, then I'll post it. But if not, I'm just thinking about Ross the knife maker, when my daughter threw a throwing knife. She threw this throwing knife, one moment please, this one here, and it stuck into his leg, and Ross laughed. He thought it was funny. So I did actually post that because it was funny to him, but when someone's suffering, I won't post it up. Right, this story, we've got to go back to 1991. We've got to go to Cambodia, the island of Koh Chang. The girlfriend I was with at the time, and my girlfriend, my big love, the one that broke my heart, she was a stewardess, an international stewardess with Lufthansa. I'd met her in Germany playing in the town of St. Ingbert on St. Patrick's Day earlier on that year. Actually, I tell a lie, it was 1992 this happened. It was the year after. Going back a lot of years, the old memory fades, but this actual story, I'll always remember it clearly. So, I was on Cambodia I got very sick. It turned out I had typhoid. Typhoid will kill you. I only found that when I got back to New Zealand, when the doctors did all the blood tests and that. So I wasn't very well manned during the time of this. She flew back to Germany and she left me sick there. And later on she apologised for that, for abandoning me. I don't think she realised how sick I was. But I was left there and I made my way to from Cambodia, or the island of Koh Chang, back to Thailand. Now when I got to the mainland, we got on a bus. There was an Irishman, American and myself. And the rest were German tourists, a few French and maybe some Spanish, I think, on this bus. 4 a.m. in the morning exactly, somebody started screaming, "He's robbing me, he's robbing me." There were 5 bus drivers on the bus that were taking turns at driving. We're driving through the night, so we're going through the night back to Khor San's Road in Bangkok. Those of you who travel know where that is, very famous place. And what was happening was the bus drivers were taking the bum bags, or the things around your neck where you keep your wallet and your money. They were stealing it off the people on the bus. So this guy was stealing, and there was 5 of them that were circulating, taking turns, and they were all part of it. They're all doing this to the actual people, the passengers. It was an organised crime thing. Now, the police in Thailand are brutal to anybody that does something to tourists, because the industry there is so important, the tourist industry. So anything that comes along that stuffs it, if you do something like that and get caught, you don't want that to happen. So now we're in a situation where we're just on our way to the main place. Now I knew the passage, I knew exactly where we were going because I'd done that passage a few times. And the guy that was driving the bus, he was also in on it. So we we wanted to take these guys to police. If we'd known what the police were going to do to them later on, we wouldn't have done it. We didn't realise. We just wanted to see justice because a lot of people on the bus had already lost their passports, their money. So everybody's now checking their stuff. The bus is still hurtling along in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere on the road, and we're all checking to make sure I've got my money. Another guy's found he's lost it. So we take control of the bus. I stand over the bus driver. I'm over him. First of all, I've beside him there, and I've got a guy behind me, an American guy who I was telling you about before, and I've got the Irish guy, and the Irish guy's deadly. He's like, I fucking care fucking anybody, man. You'll fucking move. I'll fucking have you. It was like that the whole time. A real dubbo sort of accent. So he was like ready for just anything to happen. The American guy was a real big guy. He was almost like the Rock. He wasn't as big as the Rock, but he had that calm thing about him. And he was just like, no one's going anywhere. He was standing over the exit of the door, and he was a big man. And when you consider the Thai people are all small, and this American guy was so big, he looked even bigger. So I'm standing over the driver, controlling the driver, saying, drive this way, because I knew exactly where we were, and I didn't want him taking us off down the side. And there's the driver. There's a guy that's just been caught, and the Irishman's over him, and there's also 3 other drivers at the back of the bus, with everybody now looking at them, like giving them the evil look. Have you got my money? So the Irishman goes around the other 3 guys and searches them and starts pulling out wallets and stuff. And nobody had taken the whole bag. They're just taking the contents out of them and starts reading out the names. So that's going on. He's got a flashlight he's holding. Didn't have a head torch, and he's reading out names to everybody. And we're getting everybody reunited with their stuff. So now we've got everybody's stuff back, and that took about half an hour. The stuff down, they'd completely robbed everybody. So we got to where the light was starting to sort of come through. We're moving along on the bus, and I'm still standing over the driver, threatening him. And he stops the bus suddenly, and I said, keep going, stops it, and he opens the doors, and 2 guys bolt out, 2 of the drivers in the middle of nowhere. And the Irish guy tackles the last one around the neck and pulls him back and literally drags him back up there. You fucking get back in here. And this guy's like, starts kicking, and the Irishman's got him, and he grabs his ear and sinks his teeth into it, and there's blood. It's like, oh no, don't do that. He pulls him back into the bus and closed the doors again. The other guy. So I've got the driver here, and the driver, I've actually just gone smack, smack, smack into him because he's opened the doors and he's let his mates escape. So we're all getting a little bit, but the Germans on the bus are going, nine. They're like trying to calm us down, and they just want to let these guys go, and they want it to be peaceful. But the Irishman and the American, we're like, no, if these cunts aren't getting away with this is gonna. So what happened later on is we finally, I directed the driver to go all the way to Croissant Road. I was telling him where to go, standing over him. I remember it plain as day, this guy's shaking. And I said, you're going to stop right outside the police station. And that's what happened. He parked it in the street, and the cops all just came swarming out because it was this big bus in a main, like a road. And they're coming out, and I've got this guy in a headlock, and he's looking absolutely terrified. And this cop comes running up to me, and I explain what's happened straight away. And the American guy explains, and the Irish guy's got these other guys. So we've ended up with, we've got 3 left. 2 have escaped. We've got the driver. We've got the original guy that we caught stealing stuff. He was a fat guy. He was like quite big for a Thai guy. Normally they're not that fat, so they're quite lean people normally and quite wiry. But he was like a little sumo wrestler. We got him and one other, and the other 2 have escaped. Right, what happened next? So this is the graphic part. So we don't really don't listen to this if you don't want to hear what the outcome was. So the cops came on, and everybody gave their affidavit. Is that what it is when you say what happened? Oh, well, their
I wouldn't know.
No, an affidavit's for legal purposes when you go to court. No, I think it's just gave their witness of what had happened, the crime. They wrote down their names, and they did thing. And the 3 guys that we caught, the bus drivers, were just terrified, eh? They were absolutely terrified. So they took them into the compound, and everybody else went. The bus got taken away. And they took me into the station for more questioning, and they didn't take the Irish guy because he was so, what's the word, impossible to understand with his thick accent. They kept on asking questions, and what you say? What you say? Or something, and fuck off, man. What you say? So he couldn't be understood, but the American guy could. So we're inside now. We're in this, I'm in there, and the American guy's there. There was one other guy, I can't remember who that was, but in the office, and the main guy's writing stuff down, and he's got our details and all that there. And we're just going out. He said, thank you very much. And we're just going out, and then we hear this noise. It sounded like, if you imagine somebody with a hitting a sack of spuds with a bloody piece of metal. And I heard and I was like, fuck, what was that? And the guy that's let us out go, keep walking. So we go out and we get outside the compound, and the American guy peels back the iron on the fence. He literally peels it back, and we see through a gap. And what they've got is they've got these three men lying on their backs, and they've got a big long one of those big bench chairs that you sit on, and they've got them, the hands tied on their back, and they've got their legs up, and there's a guy breaking their legs with a big pole, and there's bits of bone shard, and these guys are crippled for life. They're starting on their knees and they're going down to their ankles, and they'll never walk again. That basically, and it's horrible. And I'm like, oh no. So what they were doing is they're setting a precedent. If you steal off tourists, this is what happens to you. And I couldn't watch it. And the American guy he was looking at it, and he was like just spellbound looking at it. I said, come on man, I couldn't pull him away. I don't know what he was thinking. And then he was stunned. And I said, okay. He said, man, I wouldn't have done this if I'd known that was going to happen. I said, me neither. I just thought that they'd get a fine. I didn't think this would happen. So that was one of my many experiences. I also saw people killed when I was in Thailand. I saw some pretty terrible stuff. And in Cambodia, I saw a guy killed on the beach. Yeah, drug related. So it's a nasty tough old world out there. And sometimes we don't know how lucky we live, eh? And I really felt for the people that's the thieves. They probably had I know you shouldn't ever steal, but they probably had their own situation where they had to in life, and that's how they ended up being made crippled. Their lives would have gone to being beggars. They would have used their deformities. If they'd healed, they may have died of infection. I don't know what became of them. They would have become beggars to survive for the rest of their life. And today they're probably not, none of them probably alive. Not a happy story, but just a story I thought I'd share.
Still interesting.
That is interesting, and it's life. I've just been telling Daniel some of my experiences, my early days when I used to hang out with a lot of darker characters and people, and how I learned a lot about the psyche of the human mind and what men can withstand and what happens in the really worst situations, how the bones of who you really are comes through. I'm not talking literally, but that your strength comes through when you really have to shine to survive. And I've seen some amazing... This piece of jelly between your ears is your survival tool. And I wanted to do some videos on survival, and I would say that this is the thing that will make you survive. You may know how to make fire, you may know how to make shelter, you may know how to contain water, you may know how to find food, but if this thing here isn't tough, the rest falls to bits. And you don't, soft mind never ever survives. You've got to have that hard endurance. That's today's little throwback. I thought I'd do a throwback Thursday for a while. I haven't done one for a while, for about 2 years. I was doing them, they didn't go very well. I got a lot of hate from a lot of people about those stories, so particularly the cat one. So I thought I'd just introduce it again, see what happens. If you liked it, say so and give it a thumbs up. If you don't want to hear any more, just explain why, so I know. Because a thumbs down doesn't teach me anything. It doesn't tell me why, and I don't know how to better what I'm doing for you guys. And I am doing it for you guys. Be good, can't be good. Be careful, because the bus driver wasn't careful. Bad joke. See you later.
See you soon.